Around the beginning of the holidays, I released a DCTL for DaVinci Resolve that allows you to add color separation to your images using just a few sliders. It does this by using a customized mathematical model that anchors the tool around the hue and saturation of your subject. And the result is a super intuitive slider that makes it easy to bring out the natural color contrast within your images. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd highly recommend watching my original walkthrough video, which goes more in depth and better explains why I made the tool and how to use it. I'll link that video in the description, so go check it out if you haven't already. Today, I'll be quickly covering an update I've just released that adds an all-new slider for controlling the hue of the introduced colors, as well as make some improvements to the existing high sat mask and separation method controls. Looking at the new hue control first, if we go ahead and add color separation to this image using our subject's skin tones as our target color, we can then grab our complementary hue slider to nudge this either towards magenta blue or towards green cyan. This is different from a standard hue versus hue control in the way that, similar to the color separation adjustment itself, this too is mathematically anchored around the target color you set. So instead of just changing the colors that colorimetrically measure as blue, it also shifts the hues of the colors that are in the neutral area between orange and blue, which gives a much more intuitive result in this context of color separation. If you want to, you can also use this complementary hue shift without touching the color separation slider at all. And in some cases, this is all you actually need. You can see the difference between this and a standard hue versus hue change here. Next, I've updated the way high sat mask works under the hood so that it gives smoother results and does a better job at making sure the tool doesn't introduce any unwanted extreme saturation values. I've also updated the starting slider position to give slightly more controlled results at default. Lastly, I've changed the separation method option from a dropdown to a slider, so now you can smoothly fade between both options in order to get a more customized result. 0.0 uses the cone method, and 1.0 uses the RGB method. Personally, I've found that my preference is often actually somewhere in between the two, so with the slider you're now able to dial in the perfect combination of both. So that's version 1.3. Since releasing the initial version over the holidays, I've honestly been blown away by how much you all have been enjoying and making great use of the tool. So a deep thanks to you all. And if you have any more feedback or suggestions, just send me a message and I'd love to hear. If you haven't yet tried out the tool, I highly recommend grabbing the demo and trying it out on your own images. The demo is completely free and has all the features of the full version, just with a watermark. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description. And also, if you haven't watched the original walkthrough video I published, definitely go check that out too. And I'll link that video in the description as well. Thanks all.